Hey everyone, it's Miss Billman here, and we're looking at Unit 5, Lesson 4. This one kind of boggles your mind, but it's only due to all those crazy dots. But we're going to work through it, don't worry. So first we're going to analyze the expression and then match the parts with the expression with the dot design. So I know that due to the order of operations, I'm going to do 3 times 5, and then I'm going to add the 4. So my 3 times 5, I have 3 blocks with 5 dots, and that's how those match. If I were to go through and solve it, I would do the order of operations. 3 times 5, 15, plus 4 is 19. Never get afraid to go back to basic math and even write down PEMDAS when the time comes. So if I'm solving for this one with D being 7, I know I would still do 7 times 3 first, and I get 21, and then I would add 4, and that'd be 25. This has D dots because it's a variable, so it doesn't automatically tell us. D could be anything. I circle D dots, and then I circle the 4, and I'm looking for the product first, so that's how that works out. I'm going to analyze the expression, and I'm going to simplify it and put check marks next to it. So the first one, 4 times 3 plus 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. I'm just going to assume that one's right, and I'm going to give it a check. Why not? Now I'm going to try and find out if the other ones match. Now, still following the order of operations with parentheses. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Woo! We have a match. Yes. Now look at this one. 2 plus 4 is 6 times 3 is 18. That one doesn't match. Those parentheses can be a big make or break it moment, so keep those in mind. The product I'm multiplying of a third and a, I would write this as 1/3 multiplied by a. Product always goes with a. Now I'm going to divide a by 3. Ooh, okay. Which one goes first? Which one goes second? If I'm dividing a by 3, the a is going to go first, and I'm going to divide that by 3. Now I'm going to subtract 1/3 from b. Ooh, okay. If I'm taking 1/3 away, it's going to be second. So b minus 1/3. Number 7. Write the expression for the number of dots, and then I'm going to analyze the expression to evaluate or simplify it. So if I'm looking at this expression as m dots 3 times, and then 2 groups of 3. So I can write 3 times n plus 2 times 3, because the m plus 2 times 3, which would be, 3m plus 6. We don't know what m is yet, but now we will in the next question. I could also write this as m plus m plus m plus 3 plus 3. That's the same thing. Remember that multiplication is repeated addition. So when I say 3m, I'm really saying there's 3 groups of m. So I could say m plus m plus m. Just like the 2 times 3. That is like saying 2 groups of 3. So 3 times 3. It just kind of works out like that. So if I'm evaluating, giving m a number, so it's 5, I plug that number in for the variable. 3 times 5 plus 2 times 3, so that's 6. So it ends up being 15 plus 6, which equals 21. Now for number 8, I'm going to write the expression and analyze it. I like to label these, so it's 2 by 3, and then 2 by 3 on the other side, and then this is a 4 by 4. So if I'm writing this, I'm looking at, I have 2 groups of 2 by 3s, and I have a 4 by 4. So I could write 4 multiplied by 4, or I could say 4 squared. Either way, I'm going to get that answer. So I have 2 groups of 2 by 3s, adding that to 4 squared. 4 times 3 plus 16. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 16. And that equals 28 as a final answer. Let's look down at the bottom. I'm going to be drawing and I'm going to be analyzing. So here we go. 4 times 6 minus 3. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to circle it because I'm finding the product, and then I'm subtracting from the product. 4 times 6 is 24, minus 3 is 21. And I'm going to show you how I then draw that out as far as a diagram. I'm going to use dots. I know there's a lot of dots, but I'm going to use dots, and I'm going to have 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to have 6 dots each. Again, 4 groups of 6. But I need to subtract it. I'm finding once I get that product, what the difference is when I subtract 3. So I draw a circle around 3 and put a slash through it. Ooh, this one's tricky. 3 multiplied by 2 plus 5 plus 4. Or I could say the sum of 2 and 5 multiplied by 3 plus 4. I get an answer of 25 because the 2 and 5 equals 7. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 4 is 25. So the way I'm going to draw this is I'm going to have 3 groups of bottom being 2, top being 5. So 2 plus 5. And then I'm going to have another box added onto it with 4. And I will warn you, sometimes I feel like I draw too many dots. But maybe I'm just seeing dots everywhere. Take your time, look at the expression, and break it down to things you know. You can totally do this. I believe in you. When in doubt, count the dots.